What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Three Men, Two Balls podcast, the Euro 2020 special part 3. And we've an extra special surprise for everyone today. We're jumping on the video bandwagon, so we're starting up a YouTube channel, and our podcasts from now on are going to be on video as well as Spotify. You can see myself
We're
here.
on camera here?
There you are, there, lads. You're on camera.
You're
looking good. You're looking good. But yeah, so we're going to be releasing them on Spotify. We're going to be releasing them on YouTube as well. So we said we'd start with the last of the Euro 2020 series to test it out before we start season 2 in August. August 12th, yeah. But keep an eye on the socials anyway for all that. We'd be giving
a bit wrong, Jenkins.
Yeah.
August 12th, why?
The 11th.
The fourth game of the season, August 12th.
That was the 13th. That's the Friday night. Come on, that Gooners.
It's a Friday night game.
Yeah, Brentford Arsenal.
Brentford Arsenal. Go from the start.
Well, but anyway, we'll all the important dates and all that will be out on the socials then anyway. But yeah, so it's the Euro 2020 special part 3. So what we're going to cover in today's one is all the knockout stuff. So from the last 16 up until the semi-finals. So yeah, we'll jump. Oh no, we're not going to jump straight into it. We're going to start with a quiz. This was my idea because I was saying if we did a quiz later on, we probably would have covered everything.
On the tournament, I'm guessing.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have the quiz ready to go here. There's bonus points all over the place.
Lovely.
Bonus points all over the place.
The quizzes are hard enough, and we're just sitting down. Now we're on camera, Jenkins. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm telling you, lads. I'm telling you, right. So we'll go over to Rob and Corey. Question 1: Who scored the first goal of the competition? And if you get it right, there's a bonus point available.
Do you know what's really annoying me? Now when you asked me, we'll be doing the quiz, I was like, I'll put the quiz together, and I was like, yeah, ask them who scored the first goal. Didn't bother fucking looking though.
Oh, it's an interesting one. But yeah, we'll pass over to you, lads.
Wait.
I'm gonna have to stick them on the clock.
We need a name here, do we?
You need a name.
Hang on.
The name of a player. Oh, sorry, lads. Yes. So which player scored the first goal of the tournament?
Do you know what team scored it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Alright.
So that's where. Yeah. So the lads are on to me.
Right, I'm gonna take a shot here.
Right, Rob's taking a shot.
Remember, I did not see this game live because I work.
I'm gonna go.
Right, so
Go on,
who scored the first goal of the European Championships 2020? I'm gonna go to Rob first.
Bollocks. I went for your man Berardi.
Right.
Don't think that's right. I didn't get a good
Go
score.
to Corey.
I know it was an OG.
Right.
I just said thsoe because I couldn't think of any other tournament players.
You were wrong. So Rob, you're totally wrong. It wasn't on goal, Corey. It was by Meri Demiral.
Yeah,
Demiral of Turkey. That's the first goal of the competition.
Yeah,
I was
talking to the boys last night, and they were saying that they seen some fella that done a bet, and it was for there to be no OJs in the tournament, and the first goal was an OJ. It was sick.
But anyway, there's a bonus. Since you both got it wrong, I'll let you both go for the bonus point. What minute was the goal scored in?
Jeez.
The first goal of the Euro 2020s, what minute was it scored
We
in?
have a 10-minute time range to see who gets.
I'll give you a clue. It was second half.
Oh, well, I knew that.
So that gives you a 50% chance.
I knew it was the second half as well, yeah.
So what minute was the first goal of the Euros scored in? I went to Rob first on the last one, so I'll go to Corey for this one.
You locked in?
I'm locked in.
I went for the 53rd minute.
Oh, I went 54th.
Corey on the nose.
Oh,
53 minutes.
yes.
53 minutes. Meri Demiral. I hope I'm doing
Was
the
it
name
like
justice.
53 something?
No, it was 52 something.
Look at this,
So I was in the
fella's
53rd
joining in,
minute.
yeah.
Looking that up. You better believe I'll be looking that
George
up.
inquiry on that one, is that?
Yeah.
He's a cheeky bollocks. Anyway, so we'll go 1-0 to Corey. Question 2. Which team have drawn the most amount of games in the tournament? The total amount of draws. Which team has drawn the most amount? And then there's a bonus point as well.
Which team?
Well, which team is the fourth
Yeah.
answer, Bob? So, which team has drawn the most amount of games in the tournament?
You don't be looking over here.
Don't need to look 1-0 up.
Take one down in the
There's no
second.
pressure.
Bonus points.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick you on the clock here, lads. Because you have to take all day. So which team has the most draws in the Euro 2020 Championship so far? We go to Rob.
Espana.
We go to Corey.
Czech Republic.
Rob gets it correct. Spain have the most amount of draws, so that means Rob can play for the bonus point, which is how many have they drawn? So Rob levels it up at 1-all.
I
So
think it depends. I just thought at the group stages.
yeah, draws are draws, Jenkins.
I
Draws are
know,
draws.
I know.
There's only 2 right answers, and I don't know which one to go for.
So Rob evens it up 1-all. But how many draws have Spain accumulated
Right, I'll just
in the
go.
tournament? Rob?
I was talking between 4 and 5, and I went for 4.
Correct, sir.
Correct.
Rob was right as well. Corey goes 2-1 down.
I know.
They
The
drew
mouth.
3 games, semi-final and quarter-final, last 16.
They have draws
Yeah,
against
do the first game
Sweden,
of the-
They drew. And then
Sweden,
beat-
Poland, Switzerland, and Italy.
Yeah,
2 in the
they-
groups and 2 in the knockouts.
They won that last game against Slovakia 5-0.
Who in the group?
That's the only win they had in the whole tournament.
They
Right.
didn't
So,
meant to be
question
winning.
3, 2-1 to Rob. Which team has scored the most amount of goals in the tournament? And there's a bonus point active as well for this one, lads. So, which team has scored the most amount of goals in the tournament?
Surely we will have this one.
I'm going to go to Rob, Corey on this one.
Spain.
2-1 down. We go
They went
Spain.
Spain as well.
Both of the lads are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Spain.
scored 5 in 2 games. Like,
Spain. So now there's a bonus points. How many goals have they accumulated in the competition? Spain are the top scorers, but how many have they accumulated? So it's 3-2 to Rob at the minute. Chance for Cordy to get himself back in it. Corey's thinking.
Deep in thought.
We can see your thinking face now on the video. Right, so on the clock, you have 5 seconds to get an answer down. So Spain are the top scorers in Euro 2020 so far, but how many goals have they scored? It's
on Tom.
3-2 to Rob at the minute.
Yeah,
So back to
Corey.
We'll go to Corey, yeah.
You locked in?
Yeah.
You better be.
Yeah, I wrote down and all.
16.
I was talking between that and 15, but I went for 15.
Both yous are wrong. It's only 13.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slow off the mark, and then they scored a couple of
Scored 5.
and then throughout the groups I think they
One
scored
against
2.
11. Yeah, because they got beaten 2-1 and drew 0 didn't they?
That's the one. That's the one. So it says 3-2 to Rob going into the last 2 questions. Which team has committed the most fouls in this tournament?
Yes, that's
Bonus point is activated also, Jenkins. Which team has committed the most fouls in the Euro 2020 tournament? 3-2 to Rob. This question opens up the field a little bit.
Yeah,
Bonus
this a mad
point
one.
is active. Corey's scratching the nut.
Yeah.
You got a clock over there, Jay?
Oh, I'm gonna have to start sticking them on the clock, Bob.
Um,
So, which team has accumulated the most fouls in the Euro 2020 competition so far? We'll go to.
obvious.
Are you locked in, Jenkins? No.
Give us 10
Jeez.
seconds.
Right, we'll count them down then.
Jeez, that's way too much.
I'm counting the head then.
6, 5, 4, 3.
2, 1.
Oh, it's only right in there. I shouldn't count.
Right, we're gonna go to Corey first.
Thank you.
Which team has accumulated the most fouls in the competition so far? Euro 2020s.
The Italians.
I went with the obvious as well. Talia.
Both of you are wrong.
Yeah.
It's Denmark.
Denmark. No, because they got to the same.
Denmark.
Well,
So bonus. How many fouls have they committed?
oh.
I'll give you a
No.
clue. Will I give you a clue? No.
Nah,
Right.
that was
Fair
a
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
fail.
So Denmark have accumulated the most fouls in the competition, but how many fouls have they accumulated?
Just guessing. Guess
Yeah. So because will I do closest to the number? Do you just want that?
No.
No. Oh,
Win.
because you're on the lead. Yeah.
I'm locked in.
Rob's locked in. Corey's on the clock. Rob's 3-2 up. One question left after this. So Denmark accumulated the most fouls. How many fouls have they accumulated? Corey is locking in right now. And we'll go to
I'm in.
Rob. We'll go to Rob.
Yeah, 63.
Jenkins.
89.
Oh, he's in and around the ballpark. 75 on the button. 75 fouls committed by
I was
Denmark.
closer.
So, the last question. 3-2. Can Jenkins pull it back? No bonus point either.
Oh, you love to hear it.
You serious?
Sorry, Jenkins. I'm sorry.
That's a shambles.
Which 2 teams are in the final?
No, so 2 players have scored 2 headed goals in the tournament. Name those 2 players that have
Oh, so
scored.
2 points.
2 point there though.
Yeah, fair enough then. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking you have to get both of them for 1 point, but that's a bit harsh, isn't it? So 2 points on offer, no bonus point.
2 players have scored 2-headed goals. Name them.
2 players have scored 2-headed goals in the tournament so far. Name those players.
So we get one of them right, I can't lose.
Oh, it's a way of looking at it.
I think I have one of them as well.
What are you thinking, Janko? Can you do it?
Bollocks. Let's just put it straight. Yeah.
Right, I'll stick yours on the clock here.
Jesus
Come on.
Christ.
The listeners have the answers already.
Of course they do.
They're texting in and we're not even live.
Under the pressure of the camera. No.
So, 2 players have scored 2-headed goals in the Euro 2020 Championship so far. Name those 2 players. It's 3-2 to Rob. So, we will go to Corey first, since he's just locked in. Hit me with them.
Shaking Lukaku.
Rob?
I went for shaking Locatelli.
Both is wrong. And the obvious one, Harry Kane's one of them.
I was going to say him, but
2-headed goals, yeah, 2-headed goals. And also Seferovic of Switzerland. Severovic of Switzerland, yeah.
Yeah, right. Who won that?
So, the winner is Rob. 3-2. 3-2. He's flexing on him. He's flexing on him. If you want to see the flex, get over to YouTube. It was a good one. It was a good one.
Slapped, to be honest.
Yeah.
By one. Slap by one.
But yeah, so we'll go in now. What we were saying we were going to do, we're going to break down the knockout stage of the tournament. The episode 2 of the series was going through the groups and we're analysing the knockouts and yeah. So where we start?
On the good half of the draw, probably.
The good half of the draw. So
7 of the top 10 best countries in the world are in the one half of the draw.
What fixture are you thinking of first?
We just go straight from the bottom with Belgium, Portugal, would we? We all said it was the game of the last 16.
Yeah,
it was
on paper. Anyway, before the games all started.
Yeah, it was really good. I think everybody's kind of talking about it. The main thing that stood out for me when throughout this whole tournament was Diaz, wasn't it? The way that people were talking about him being as good as Van Dijk, and then bang, he goes and.
He's not as.
Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't have a stinker of a tournament.
The Rob fella's like, I told you.
Yeah, I still think. Don't get me wrong. I still think he's a top centre half. I know Rob saying he didn't get tested as much last year, and that's obvious, isn't it? That he didn't get tested as much. And
yeah,
I just kept saying if you're a centre half in a team that has 85% possession every week, it's going to be pretty easy for you.
Yeah, you could say that with Liverpool as well. Like when Liverpool brought in Van Dijk, majority of the games they have most of the ball, but
he stands out for Netherlands.
He stands out. Yeah, he stands out for.
And he's just stood out more, even in the games Liverpool were dominating. People couldn't get past him.
I know. Yeah, there was a year. What was it? A year that nobody went past him, and then the old Nicolas Pepe fella skint him in Anfield.
His jersey, you know.
Nicola Pepe.
But yeah, Portugal. I thought they were the better side in that game, to be honest with you.
I think they were unfortunate to go out. I didn't
100%.
Very unfortunate to go out. Yeah. Who scored the goal? The winner?
Hazard.
It was
Hogan,
wasn't it?
Outside the box.
Yeah.
Good goal, actually, really good
nice goal it was, yeah.
It was a game winner,
Belgium went in with that number 1 spot, didn't they? Went in as the number 1 team, but they didn't. They definitely didn't live up to it.
No.
Even though they got through that game, but
yeah,
they
it wasn't a great game.
No, well, I thought it was
entertaining.
Yeah, it wasn't a great game for football standard, but it was definitely entertaining. Yeah, it was back and forth and stuff, so it was Belgium kind of showed their true colours then the next game, didn't they? But
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
The next game, Italy, Austria. So 2-1 after extra. What was it? 1-1 in regular time.
Yeah,
and the Italians got through then in the winner.
Was this not 0-0?
It was, wasn't it?
3 goals in extra time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Football,
I know. Yeah,
because Italy went 2-0 up in the first half extra time, and then they scored with like 4 minutes left. That header at the front post.
Yeah. You're right.
The Italians have looked the force, haven't they?
They have.
That game, they were kind of iffy. It went into extra time, stuff like that. Everyone was expecting them to give them a good rubbing, weren't they? But they've.
I think Austria surprised a few people there by
not a bad
sticking it up to Italy.
They have a couple of players that aren't bad. That David Alaba, but a fella, he could be playing in goal as well, and he'd still be little. Honestly, that fella is hectic.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He played in so many positions throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they kind of suffered as well with goals and stuff and going forward, because he was playing centre half. But I think, did he go on the left in that game? Don't know if he did, but
I think when they were chasing,
that happened in every game with him. Whenever they were losing, he went up and he made a difference. But yeah, it was surprising. I thought Italy were going to give them a good rubbing, but they managed to get through again.
Yeah, when I was watching it though, I still never had the fear of them being knocked out for some reason. I don't know.
That's because they just look so solid.
A lot of leaders in the team. Like Chiellini's a bleeding.
I love him.
He's at the winning over everybody in this. He just loves the game. He knows he hasn't got what
after the Alba thing as well.
Even in the quarter final, he was hugging everyone.
Yeah, I think you're right. He knows that he's come to the end, and
he just loves it.
He's just loving it. He's
just enjoying every second
the
he
moment.
has left. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, on the pitch. Yeah,
I was only saying to Jared, I hope they win, and I hope Italy win, then Argentina win, because that means Chiellini, Messi, they've never won that for their countries.
Have they not now?
So the two of them could do that on Sunday, like.
Yeah, the Leo fella. Did you see? Actually, we're going a bit off topic here, but
still football
did you see him when Yerry Mina missed the penalty? He was because
telling him to dance now or something like that.
Yeah, because he scored a penalty. I think was it earlier on in the tournament, and after he was up dancing and stuff like that, Messi bounced the other way. They're all in the huddle.
Yeah,
Messi bounced off, and he was like that. I don't know what he was saying, but he was saying dance now. You know what I mean? You don't see that from
no,
Messi,
you don't see him getting aggro. Yeah,
no, and then see what Martinez as well. Martinez was saying you're nervous for Yerry Mina going to take the penalty.
Yeah. I was gonna bring this up. I watched a video today of Martinez during that penalty. Every single player that was coming up, he was just getting in their head. Yeah. He was screaming at people like, and "Look at me! Look at my face!" You know, all this mad stuff. Yeah. But I'm still disgusted Arsenal let him go, man. Because now there's talk about Arsenal trying to get rid of Leno.
Is there?
Yeah, Leno's decent, but I'd prefer Martinez over him. And
it's hard to say that at the time. He would have been first choice if he was better.
Yeah, I just think he was hard done by with Arsenal Martinez. Like he worked so hard to get number one, and then he was just shipped off a year or so later.
He got it when Leno got injured.
Yeah.
He didn't take it off him.
He did earn it in a way though, 'cause he was struggling and fighting all them years just to get a chance. Yeah, but I know what you're saying. They brought in Leno as this kind of.
Right, let's stop talking about
Arsenal. Sorry. Next game.
Move on. France and Switzerland.
What a game!
Tournament or what
One
do you
of
think?
Them. Game of the tournament.
It's definitely up there.
It's
no
definitely
doubt about
up there. Yeah, we'll talk about a couple more.
And
crashed.
They had on this tournament went up in flames after this. Everything.
Was it really
3-1 up with 10 minutes
was
left.
it really poor tactical decisions by the French, or just that whole?
I think that was just a bit of a freak thing that happened. Like after Pogba scored that screamer, I was saying, right, that's it. I was actually in the sitting room, and then my girlfriend was like, "Come on, watching Love Island," and I was saying, "Will you stop the Love Island's not going on?" But after the 3-1, I was saying, right, that's it. But they were so unlike France as well, World Cup champions. And then it's not as if they were playing against Portugal or Belgium or Italy or England. It was Switzerland. You know what I mean? I know they're half decent.
You don't think of the Swiss going forward being able to score. Even if Switzerland scored 3 in any game, you're like
2 goals against France in the last 10 minutes. It's just unheard of. But it was a shock, alright. Yeah, and then the penalties as well. I love penalties, but I hate it as well because you feel so bad, don't you? For the I know you're rebuked this cunt, though, that's why.
Of all people, Mbappe.
That's what I mean.
That wrapped up his entire tournament for me.
Yeah,
he wasn't up to much at all.
The chance he missed when Pogba put him through, he should have hit his right foot, but he tried to let it, get it onto his left for some reason.
Yeah, he looked so dangerous in every game, but he just didn't have the final punch, didn't he? He couldn't score the goal or the assist. I don't think he had a goal or assist the whole tournament.
That summed up his entire tournament.
And he was going into this game spoken as the best player in the world, on current form. So it was a shock, alright, yeah. And for him to miss the penalty, as you said, summed up his tournament.
Just talking about, you were saying you hate penalties and you love them. I was talking to a lad in work the other day, and he was saying like it is harsh. Like if you go through 2 hours of football, if you're a smaller team against a bigger team, you have to defend and you have to really work, and then cause a penalty shootout can be over in 5 minutes. Like 3 penalties, you're out. Yeah. So he was saying they should let the 11 players on the pitch should have to take a penalty, so you have more of a chance to keep
the most at the end.
Yeah, something. I was like, I wouldn't be against it because I'd rather watch a penalty shootout. Like, see the United and the Villarreal game that went down to the keepers.
Yeah, if it can happen like that, it happens. It's perfect the way it is now.
Oh, it's just so,
and as you were saying, it's
so harsh.
When it does go after the 5 and it gets to the 7, he's like, I didn't want to take one. Taking one.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's the most dramatic part of football.
Yeah, it is brilliant. I suppose I'm just thinking of the
when it gets past
losers.
the 5 actual takers, then it gets to the point where everyone's like, oh, I didn't
Right.
want to take one. Yeah.
The people
And if
who
you
didn't
have to
put their
take one,
name
then
forward.
and then if you know you have to take one, obviously there's still pressure, but
Yeah.
there's no pressure like
It's
not
Yeah.
wanting to take
Ah.
one.
I'd love every game of football to go to penalties. I actually think they should scrap extra time.
But-
It should go after 90 minutes, go straight to penalties.
I saw the benefits of your man's argument as well. Like,
Would you be into the golden goal rule?
No, it's the worst.
no,
ever. Thank God
no, I
they
think
got rid
that's too harsh.
I don't know. I think
That's
it's
too harsh.
I'm into that now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, golden goal
of it.
is
I'm all
deal.
for getting scrapping.
What was
after
Sil-
90
what-
minutes, go straight to penalties.
Silver goal is if you scored, you had the rest of the half of extra time, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
That must have been years ago,
Yeah.
was it?
I
That
think it
was
was.
before, yeah.
Like, I think they had golden goal, and they were like,
They
"Oh,
had
how
this-
will we change it a bit?" And it
Certain-
came in for a bit, and then it was.
Yeah, football's
Fuck
always
off,
going to
like.
evolve, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, actually, lads, I was watching a video on Twitter. Did you ever?
Yeah.
When did Denmark win the Euros?
I was only
92.
telling you about that. the other day, how
92,
they
I think
won
it was. Yeah.
Did you see the video?
No.
It is insane. So obviously you could pick the ball up back then. The keepers could pick it up.
Right. From pass backs, like.
Yeah. So it was Schmeichel and goal. So he was literally passing to the centre half. The centre half was passing back. And he was picking it up. I don't know what score it was. There must have been 1-0 up, 2-1 up, whatever it was. And I was watching it. It was about a minute into the clip after him passing it back, picking it up, passing it up, picking it up. And they had a free kick at the halfway line. And your man just he's facing towards the Germany goal, and he just spins around and boots it back to Schmeichel from the halfway line.
Back to the keeper.
And he's just picking it up, and I was saying that
Fucking
real
hell.
had to be
Yeah.
it was Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
You-
sorry, how they won that.
No.
They never qualified for that tournament.
Did
They didn't get through the qualifier, and then Yugoslavia got kicked out before the tournament started for cheating or drugs or
They
something
were
like that.
next up to
Denmark
take it.
were next in and ended up winning the thing.
Oh, that is mad, isn't it? And then
That's
how
pretty
they won it in the
tale,
final.
Fairy tale
Yeah,
story.
no,
yeah.
don't lobby for any changes to the penalty shootout. Leave it the way it is.
I wasn't lobbying. I was just trying to see what you think.
Yeah.
Mixed reactions from Corey. A total no from Rob.
We'll move on to what I hate about football: extra time. Spain beating Croatia 5-3.
The
3
Croatian.
all
Yeah.
full time.
Very unlucky. Croats the legs. I think just
Another game that was it 2 late goals in that game, or was it 1?
Yeah, it was 3-1 to Spain.
3-1.
Stage,
2
wasn't it?
late goals is getting in that
Yeah.
game. Another contender for game.
Were they not the same night?
They were the same night.
Yeah,
They were
same night,
Yeah,
yeah.
7, 8 o'clock.
I was talking to you about it. That's the best game of football best day of football that I've ever seen.
In a long
Yeah, a lot
time.
of people
In a
disagree
long
with that
time.
because
Yeah,
there's only
definitely.
2 games on. See that when you're in the pub on like Stevens'
Yeah,
Day, and there's
yeah.
game at half 12. That's a cracker. 3
When-
o'clock cracker. 5 o'clock cracker. 8 o'clock cracker.
When do you see a 3?
Like
Both games 3 all after
yeah,
90.
Yeah.
2 late.
I know.
2
You
late
know, I can
winners.
see the argument.
Yeah.
for it.
And 2 late winners from Switzerland and Croatia, the 2 teams that weren't expected to win as well.
Yeah, the outsiders
I
getting the
watched
job done. Yeah.
This night, I had to watch this on highlights. Mode.
Speaking of Spain, what do you think of how Pedri got on?
It's brilliant, isn't he?
Oh my
Pedri is what we were talking about, and for Barcelona, he has the most
After
appearances
Messi last season,
after
he played the
Messi,
most
like
minutes
yeah.
for them, like.
He's
And Messi's on
only
hectic
18.
money,
only
so
18
Yeah.
as well. Him
Yeah.
being 18 and playing, I think, did he play every minute in that
Yeah,
tournament?
He might have got taken off in extra time against Croatia
Yeah.
when it was wrapped, but
Even in that game, who did they play last?
Italy.
Italy. In 90 minutes, he had 65 out of 65 completed passes. You know what I mean? That
And
is
it's not all backwards and all.
no,
he can,
loves
he can
going
get through the
forward.
eye and needle as
Yeah,
well. Like,
that's it. Enrique said he's the best 18-year-old he's ever
he
seen.
can't compare to Iniesta.
I
Give him
know.
a chance.
I know.
Let the lad mature.
They're in the exact same position and they
I
play the
know,
exact
I
same
can
way.
see
So
why, but-
there's gonna be comparisons. Yeah, but
Ah,
Barca always do that, don't they? They always bring through these La Masia players, and yeah, he's up there with player of the tournament for me.
you get
Definitely, if a young player of the tournament, yeah,
he's
yeah.
getting young player of the tournament. If he
He's not.
doesn't, it's a
the
shambles.
Italian goalkeeper's odds on.
Why did you say-
Donnarumma
Is-
now or
why
something.
is it Donnarumma?
He's only about 23, 20. He's only like 21.
Yeah, sure, he has
He
clean
looks about
sheets.
40, that fella.
He's like 17 foot tall.
Not as tall as you, though. He's he makes it look easy, doesn't he, in goal?
Yeah, his kick out wasn't great. We
Nah,
end up getting to the semi final. We can slag him a bit, right?
Yeah.
His kicking's not great, yeah.
Next, Denmark handed Wales a good thumping.
Handed
4-0.
them
Bye.
their ass, yeah.
Yeah.
That could have been 8-0. They battered them.
No, I don't.
This
I was expecting a lot more from
Yeah.
Wales, but Denmark literally dominated, didn't they? Like, Wales didn't have a sniff the whole game. Gareth Bale, non-existent. Aaron Ramsey, all them boys that played well throughout the group stages were non-existent in that game.
Not really much to say about it, isn't there?
No, but
not
I
really.
just-
It was a good hiding.
What I
And
got
that-
from it was like people were saying, "Oh, Denmark are kind of flying off the high of the Ericsson thing." Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
playing for him and everything. But the Danes play good football. They can take teams apart if you let them. Like, were Ireland not taken apart by Denmark?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
that was in that qualifier or something.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like they have they can score goals. They're
That's
good
not
at the back.
impressive though, Jerry.
What?
Ripping
Yeah,
oil.
ripping in the
I know, but like Denmark can take it apart.
Yeah,
if,
they're a
if,
good
if
side,
you're not up to much, like,
You do
and
forget
Wales
that
weren't.
the players that they have, like Højbjerg's been an animal this year for Spurs as well. So
That Damsgaard fella's a very talented young man.
unbelievable.
Yeah, the captain, Kerr, Christensen, like there's some
Christensen.
serious players in there.
Yeah.
It's just a real
they have
out and out
Michael in the
striker.
six as well.
Yeah, Kasper
He-
Schmeichel.
And then what do you think
He's
of man
coming up
Braithwaite?
there for the best goalkeeper.
100. I only said it last night. I only said he had
Every
some,
time I watch him,
he had 2 major saves.
Yeah.
The Sterling one was going to kick down, but yeah, he is a serious goal. I think he'll leave Leicester soon. I think
Yeah, he
someone's
should.
going to
look at Arsenal, give you that now.
He's going backwards if he goes to Arsenal.
Next, a lot of people thought it was the first major shock of the tournament. The Czechs knocking the Netherlands out 2-0.
Yeah.
I was shocked and I wasn't shocked. Like, I hadn't been overly impressed with Netherlands.
Did you not know?
Not really,
They
no.
let
Like,
me down for a bet, by the way.
Yeah, did they? Yeah.
I thought they were just kind of average.
list.
Like,
Oh, they're on the list.
I thought Denmark, like you were just talking about them, were playing better football than the Danes or than the Dutch. I wasn't
thought the
overly
Dutch were
impressed.
really good.
I think they were good, like in terms of just keeping the ball, but nothing too much going forward. They can leak a goal at the back.
Yeah, that's it. I was just.
But
about
Van
to say
Dijk
that.
was
If Van
a
Dijk
big
was there-
loss for
I
them
think if
there,
Van Dijk was there, they were up there.
But we do
battling.
remember that was that red card when the lip wasn't he fell on the ball and handled it.
Yeah.
That game changed after that.
Yeah.
I
But if
thought-
they had Delay and Van Dijk,
They
they
would've
could have
been-
had more,
yeah.
definitely more of a presence
I
there
think
at the
they would
back.
be in
Yeah.
the fucking final.
Yeah, and I think that like the Poi showed his class this tournament as well. Obviously, he didn't do it with United at that time, and he's gone to Barca and stuff now. But I
See what
thought,
happened to him today?
yeah, he took a wage cut, didn't he?
Only signed for Barcelona 20 days ago, and today he took a 30% pay cut.
Fair play to him. All the fans are going to love him for that.
He's getting
Yeah.
a big filthy brown envelope.
Yeah, I'm beside. There you
Rob loves
go.
the brown envelope thrown
Yes,
around.
he
don't you,
does.
Bob?
Next game, probably the second. Well, a lot of people would say was the most built-up game of the last 16. England Germany.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
build up. I don't know what the crack is with that, like the rivalry or something there. I don't-
Germany just knocked them out like 4 consecutive
Yeah.
tournaments in the 90s. Now,
yeah, I don't think the Germans have much against them. I think the English
they
hate
just
them.
keep losing. to
Yeah,
them. Yeah.
they had that big moment actually, didn't they? Remember, was that the
Yeah,
2006? No, remember the 2006 World Cup? The ball over the line was a
Yeah.
Lampard.
Yeah,
That
that was
was-
against the Germans.
Yeah.
Southgate's penalty miss was against the Germans.
Yeah. So
There's a long history there of Germany kind of doing England in.
Well, they
So
got somewhat-
anytime they can get a win over them, they do love it. Yeah.
yeah, this isn't a German team that.
Oh my god.
I think they were missing a striker. I always think of Lewandowski as German for some reason. He just
Yeah.
something like that.
So
I don't-
prominent in the
Two
German
teams I
league.
think if they had a world class striker, they'd be pretty unbeatable. Spain and Germany.
Yeah, Spain definitely need
Yeah.
them, don't they? 100%. Like any time they won it, they had Torres or David up
Yeah.
top, 2 animals. But yeah, I think that's what Germany were missing, and then England were rock solid. And
2-0, yeah.
England still haven't conceded a goal. They
They didn't at this stage.
They
We're-
didn't
we're
at this
only in
stage.
the last
So, yeah,
16.
no, it's just yeah, for them not to concede a goal up until that game, and then obviously not concede a goal in that game. I thought England were rock solid that game.
They were. That was a solid
But,
performance
lads,
against Germany,
don't
but
forget-
Germany
don't
didn't
forget at
turn
1-0,
up.
Thomas Muller missed the fucking sitter.
Yeah, that's true as
And if
well.
he scores there, it finishes 1-1 and it goes to extra time, and it probably goes to penalties and England lose. That game was over there and then.
I think
Yeah.
England's squad depth is
Yeah,
is
just
doing
if I had
them
went to
favours.
penalties, just the way the world works
Yeah.
between England and Germany. That was that chance.
Past
to get back
experiences,
after
yeah,
90
was going
minutes,
to
yeah.
the Germans. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a couple of Germans players even came out and said that and said, like, if the English want to beat us, they need to do it in normal time and extra time, because if it goes to penalties,
Yeah,
it's our
we
game,
have
we're
done,
winning.
yeah.
Like,
In
it's
the head,
yeah,
yeah.
they're playing them games, yeah. But yeah, no, it was that's the most impressive result from Southgate recently.
So
Like, I think, yeah,
wasn't it that much?
they just nullified the
Yeah.
Germans and
They-
just
what,
got
they
the
had-
win. Yeah,
They had Rice, Phillips, and then they had Shaw and Walker,
Yeah.
and then they
They played like
played
7-3 or something. 7 at the back and 3 up
They
front.
played 3-5 something,
Yeah.
but the 2 boys that were holding, they were, and the wing backs, they were all sitting. Anytime Germany had the ball, they were had to break down. Yeah,
And then in the last 16, Ukraine, who for my money were the worst team to get out of the groups,
yeah.
beat Sweden 2-1 after a ridiculous red card.
after AET, yeah.
What was the red card?
The defender cleared the ball, but as he was clearing he cleared the ball and your man ran into him, but they slowed it.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
His leg bends, but
there's a lot of
You
that
could slow- if you-
sportsmanship in the.
if you paused every tackle in football at the point of contact,
You can make it look
none of them
worse.
were red cards.
They all look
Yeah,
bad.
especially in slow motion and everything. Do you know what I mean? But in fairness, Sweden or Ukraine, we're never going to go too much,
We're gonna go.
more far after this. Like,
in a better game.
who?
because England end up slapping. We're gonna get onto it now in a minute. England end up slapping Ukraine 4-0.
Yeah.
Sweden would have gave England a game.
Bit
I
more
still
of
think
a
it
game
would
anyway.
have
I'd say, yeah, probably would have been -1 anyway, either way. But that's the last 16. Moves us over. So we have the quarterfinals and the semis left to go through, and then we're going to look at the final that's happening on Sunday.
And
So
since you brought it up, England beat Ukraine 4-0.
yeah, so England 4-0 against Ukraine in the quarterfinals. 2 goals from Harry Maguire. Sterling, I think, are on the.
Harry Kane.
Oh, Harry Maguire, yeah.
Harry
Kane. Harry Kane.
did score.
Harry Maguire got a header, yeah.
And Sterling, was it?
Yeah, Sterling,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But yeah,
That was a foregone conclusion for me. The second that game started, the Ukraine,
Oh,
they might as well. They didn't even touch the ball for a majority of the game, and yeah, I don't think there's much to talk about this one,
there
to
is
be
a
honest.
story on this.
I do like Shevchenko as a manager. I think he brought out a lot in that Ukraine. Like, there's not much happening in that Ukrainian squad, and I think he got them up and got them going. I'd like to see him move a nice club football, like in the Premier League. Shevchenko, no. Jesus, no. It's bad enough as it is at the moment. But, no, nice Liverpool or something, you know. Klopp on the way out, Shevchenko on the way in.
At the Reds with this.
No, but I would like to see him in the Premier League. I think he could do decent for like a
It's
Palace. Obviously, Vieira's gone
completely
there
different
now.
as well in international football, because you have what you're given.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't, obviously you can pick the squad, but if you're someone like Ukraine, you have the same players coming in majority of the time. You know what I mean? So
Same level, yeah.
yeah.
Next.
Yeah, have you something to say here about this?
Oh
game?
yeah, he
What do I
does.
always
Yeah.
say to you too about cashing out bets.
Right.
Cash out.
Oh, I don't even want to tell people. I backed England.
I want to hear it.
They made the quarter-final draw, and straight away I put 15 quid on England to win 4-0 at 20-1.
What you cash out for?
Swear to God, they made a 4-0 and they offered me, I think it was like €62. And I was like, England are going to score again. Took it and put all the money on England to win by at least 5 goals. Put them on -4. Finished 4-0.
Oh.
So I'm making a vow here today.
And we've talked
Anyone
about that.
who
Yeah.
Lay people for cashing out.
If
as
we
well.
ever cash out a bet again, I'll give the 2 of you a score, and anyone who posts on the next podcast message saying Rob's an idiot.
Lovely. I'll be
Make
texting
sure,
everyone.
Make sure you just comment on it.
Rob's giving out free scores. Yeah.
No,
Rob's gonna be
never
proud.
cashing out a bet
I've
again.
been there before where like cashed out 5 minutes
But when
later
they
what
made
needed
it
to
4-0,
happen.
it was
They-
battered.
It looked
Yeah.
like it was gonna be about 7 or 8, yeah.
But
I understand the
why
cash
will
out.
they Don't cash out.
Yeah.
Broke his own rule.
Anytime I talk about a bet with the lads, me and Adam are always the same. Me and Adam never cash out, but the likes of Connor and Kane, they'd be like, "Oh, will I cash out? Will I cash out?" I'm saying,
I
"No, don't
usually
cash
look
out."
at it. I said, "That'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see what they're offering me."
Yeah,
You know,
I'll take that. Yeah,
I didn't even take it and buy himself something nice. I put it on another bet and lost.
on the same game.
Nothing worse. Yeah, losing the 5 minutes later. Yeah.
Fucking sick.
Yeah. Anyway, next one of the quarterfinals.
We're saying the same day. Denmark beat the Czech Republic 2-1.
Yeah. Again, the Denmark's lads showing that they
Denmark's.
can. The Denmark's. Just showing they can get results. They can batter a team if you let them. If you're not defensive enough against them, and they can scrape out a win. Like the Czechs they're not great, but they're not a bad side either.
I'd always be thinking, if Ericsson had been playing, would they have made it as far as they did? Like, would they have won all these games? And then I'm thinking, throw him in there, and
They got that much better.
he's the best player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He stands out. He's the talisman. So, but yeah, they're as you said, yeah, they're a good side.
We had them in a sweepstakes. Wasn't
Yeah, you did, yeah. Oh, stop. But I didn't expect them to go as far as they did. I thought they were a last 16 team, quarterfinals at best, but yeah, they surprised everybody.
They were on the good side of the draw.
Yeah, as
Again,
well.
Yeah,
as
fortunate,
England
yeah,
were, they
definitely
were as well.
fortunate
They
to be on
played
that
well on the
side,
Czech
yeah.
Republic to get to a semi-final.
Yeah, you have to look at that, don't you?
I'd fancied Ireland chances against them. We had one good player, so
Yeah, fair enough.
they're not world beaters.
Fair enough.
Spain played Switzerland, finished 1-1, and then it went to penalties.
Penalties.
Spain beat them.
Yeah, there was
Very
a lot of
showy shootout, wasn't it? I think the Swiss, all the players
just kept
scored
missing.
against France,
Just kept missing.
missed or something like that.
This was after kind of Granit Xhaka was getting a lot of praise for how he played against France, and people are saying like, is he a world class
for this one.
mid?
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
think
was
they
he?
played
Yeah,
it,
you got a yellow against France.
I didn't
and
even
they-
realise
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
they did
showed
miss
up
him.
this tournament, to be fair.
No, I was
Yeah,
gonna
good
say,
for
like,
Switzerland.
do you think he's a world class player that's just not
He's not world
performing at
class.
Arsenal?
He's been good for Arsenal for a long time.
Yes, yeah.
What?
Oh, class. No, I wouldn't put him in the world class bracket.
No, either would I,
He's
no.
close, but he's important to Arsenal.
He's a good player, no doubt. I've said it throughout the whole podcast, all season 1. I've always liked him. I like his grit, I like his determination, and how he's good on the ball, he gets stuck in and stuff like that. But there's something about him.
I'm not as big a fan.
He just seems like a bit of an idiot or something, doesn't he?
He's good for the yellow if you want to have a
he's good for the yellow. And that time that he walked off and the fans are booing him, and he was like, like that. Stuff like that, when you're a professional footballer.
See, I have a soft spot for that because that's something I do.
It's something I do as well, but I wouldn't put him in the world class.
I wouldn't put him in the world class.
But he's an important player.
For any team of Arsenal.
Arsenal and the Swiss, the two teams he plays for.
Yeah, I think if he went elsewhere and picked up the captaincy as well, I think he's a good leader. But
so he's linked with Roma at the minute, isn't
He's the manager.
Yeah, Jose.
He loves the holding midfielder, doesn't he?
He'll get the best out of him.
I think he could do well in Italy. I think Italy could be the league for Xhaka where he stands out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So Spain qualified there, and the last one was Italy-Belgium.
Yeah.
Which was a fantastic first half, absolutely really exciting, and then the second half just died down. Italy ended up winning 2-1.
When you're at these big tournaments and there's 45 minutes left, it just gets cagey, doesn't it? And actually, I put up a tweet about the Italians. Cheats. I hate them when it comes to at the end of a game, whether it's Italy national team or it's Juventus or AC Milan or Inter Milan. Any Italian player, they all just dive on the ground. Donnarumma came out to punch one away, and nobody even touched him when he was rolling on the ground.
It's not an Italian thing. Yeah, it is. It came out. Yeah, the English done it last night.
They are the worst for it.
They are the worst, but they all fucking do it.
Nah, I don't think not as much as
they all fucking do it.
They
kill football games when they're up by a goal. Because the last 20 minutes it was the last 20 minutes. They said the ball was in play for 9 minutes. The Italians getting it out.
That's what I mean. They kick it out. They jump on the
ground.
They kill all the momentum, but that's in there. I wouldn't say
40-minute halves, and every time the ball goes out, the clock stops. That'll stop them doing it.
Yeah, my outlet said that to me as well. That something like that. That's
stop the clock when the ball's not in play.
That's the way the rugby is as well. Once the ball's out of play,
most sports are like that.
Yeah,
it's not a ticking clock. So that's 11 minutes. The ref only added on 40 end.
I was going to say, you never actually see how long the ball is stopped or all this stuff is happening. The ref actually being like, right, that's actually 10 minutes that I need to be adding on. That was 3 or 4.
Every other sport's football's the biggest sport in the world.
He just needs to have, if he wanted to check for the added time and leave it the way it was, have 2 watches.
2 watches on the go,
pause and just see what the discrepancy is.
I do agree they need
yeah, because you're watching games. And there was 1 minute added on in that game last night. We'll get to it, the Denmark and England game in extra time. But I think there was like 4 subs in extra time as well. And it's supposed to be 30 seconds. So
and then all the rolling around the floor.
Yeah, it kills games. It does, like especially if you're the team that you're trying to pull something back and there's stuff like that happening.
Watching the game,
it's frustrating. It is,
especially if you're on like over 3.5 goals.
Yeah.
So we move on to our semi-finals.
Semi-finals, which were last night.
We'll start with the one that was 2.
Good semi-finals, I have to say. I really enjoyed the semi-finals. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, both going to extra time.
So we've got Italy and Spain.
Yeah,
very, very exciting 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it was,
one of them
game of football.
One of them where you can say it was a good 1-1. Yeah, even if it was a 0-0, it would have probably been a good 0-0.
Trouble when Spain scored, and for a lot of extra time.
Spain are just so good at keeping the ball.
They just need a striker.
They're just so good at running the legs out of you.
Scored the goal, and it was a nice goal as well. He took it so well, but then he goes into the penalty shootout and kicks the ball literally straight at the keeper. He got a lot of stick throughout the tournament, didn't he? But
when he was actually stepping up to take the penalty, it was like just score, because I had heard of all the abuse he was getting, so I was like, God, geez, if he misses this penalty and they lose, he's in for it. He's in for it.
Abuse on any platform should bring the company or the platform they got sued on the court. Simple as that. Let's say Twitter, for example, that's where he was getting abused. Bring them to court, sue them.
Well, it is their platform, in fairness. Yeah, they do need the police maybe a bit better.
Just do a KYC thing. Anyone who wants an account has to prove who they are. So it's not all these cunts hiding behind hidden names.
Yeah, it's spoke about so much now, isn't it? About
like it's fucking 2021.
The Wild West though as well. It can be, you can hide behind so many.
Yeah, and they don't want to do it because they lose so much of their users.
Their user base, yeah.
Because so everybody now that
you can't hide behind anything. That's your real name.
Yeah.
And you don't have to tell everyone your real name. You can use a little username, but if you end up abusing someone,
your real name is there.
Your real name is. Look, that's
they can track it back. Yeah.
They have to.
That just really irritates me about like football fans. Like if that's your player, like, he's from your country. He's on the pitch. He's scoring goals. I know he missed a penalty or whatever, but
It's like
Shouldn't be
people-
getting that
And
abuse
most
for
of
the
the people
game.
that
It's a
do it are
joke.
big fat bastards who never played football in their lives.
Just trolls, yeah, under
Yeah.
a bridge
Yeah,
they should be living, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't
Little
it? That they're
bastards.
still getting away with it now, and even the racism and stuff as well. Like it's out of
You
hand.
have lads being racist when there's like you have a lad slagging off a black player when he's standing beside his teammate who's a black player.
I know. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense
and
to
it
me.
even
Like
happens
how
at games as well. Like that was it Lukaku getting slated as well over in Italy. People are doing monkey chants or something like that. But even that it's at the stadium, you can pinpoint exactly who it is.
yeah,
They're
not punishing them.
They're not punishing them enough. They're not punishing the club enough. They're not punishing.
It needs to be stamped out. Like they're always
100%.
talking about stamping racism out, right? But then there's this player, I can't remember his name or whatever. There's been a few of them over the last while that are literally getting caught slagging a player.
Yeah.
The video footage and all that, and it's a 10-game ban. Should be a lifetime ban. You shouldn't play for you. If you're going onto the pitch, you
I
should
think
know.
everyone deserves. Yeah.
If
Oh,
you're
no,
if
there's
you're
ban on
racially
policy,
abusing
right,
people,
yeah.
then you're putting your livelihood
it.
at risk
Yeah.
because you're
Ban on
putting
policy.
that like you're racially abusing a player. That player goes home and self harms or does anything.
Yeah.
That you're at the cause of that. You know what I mean? You're risking their livelihood and mental health and stuff. So I think there needs to be a lot stricter on the racism. Yeah, definitely.
Any sort of abuse.
Yeah. It's a game. Do you know what I mean? No, they're not saving lives. Like it's a fucking game.
Yeah. I think personal abuse definitely. I think abuse.
Like banter
It's
and
always
stuff.
gonna-
yeah, like
Abuse is always going to happen if
Did you
someone
s-
says you're fucking idiot.
Where-
But if it's personal, if it's someone's,
We're talking about like death threats here.
I know,
Like that,
yeah.
Yeah, like there was, I can't remember which game it
Oh,
was.
no,
I think it could have been an Italian game that they were winding down the clock. Could be wrong here now, but as the goalkeeper was taking kickouts, they're just launching plastic bottles down
Yeah.
around them. Like that's a bit annoying, but you wouldn't be banning people for that. It's plastic bottles. Like
It's physical abuse. Don't know why if he gets caught in the head with something.
if it's something more
They can't have a
severe,
lid on the bottle, so it can't go for.
yeah, it's,
All stadiums.
Yeah, most
I think
days.
so. Yeah,
I know the
Unless the
even
lads are
has that.
sneaking lids in.
Yeah.
When I was in the
Well,
States,
maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
like-
Maybe I'm wrong. If you are caught throwing something, maybe you should be banned.
I'm sure they do, but if,
Yes.
if 10,000 people throw a bottle at the same time, they're all going to fucking live.
Yeah. But that's the same with abuse. If everyone's chanting it or everyone's saying it, you can't get
No,
everyone.
know,
so
no.
I brought it up as the social media
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's too easy to abuse someone now.
There's too much power social media
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
That's why it's not.
The
That's
one-
why it's not getting resolved like tomorrow or.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
The
too-
one thing that just annoyed me was when players are getting caught, you got caught doing that, like, and then they're just getting handed like 4, 5, 6 game bans, like,
They don't get
while they're not getting cuts to their money or anything. They're just not playing a match for a few weeks. They're still on $100,000 a week.
It's a living the dream.
It's a very,
Very
corrupt
irritating.
sport.
Ah,
Big brown
There's
envelope.
definitely a lot of.
Big brown envelope.
He loves the brown envelopes.
He loves it.
There's one under that table there.
Fucking wish I was getting a big brown envelope.
Yeah, so the second semi-final. Oh, did we talk about both? No.
No, Italy.
Yes, that was the Italian one, yeah.
The one talking about
Um,
after missing the penalty and all.
Yeah.
It was
Yes,
a good game though, really.
it was a good
really
game.
good.
It was a
Some
good
goal
game.
from Chiesa as well for Italy's goal.
Yeah,
He's
loves shooting.
speaking of Pedri earlier on. Your man Chiesa is in the bookies' favourites for young player of the tournament as well.
Yeah,
He's one of
I
them.
thought
looks
he was
a lot-
knocking about for years, like.
He's with Juventus, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tidy out player, yeah.
But yeah, him and Pedri are up there for
Donnarumma.
young player of the year. Saka's and Declan Rice are up there as well.
Saka's like the fourth favourite now.
I'm calling it.
Saka is.
Saka, what?
Fucking hell.
We'll get into the
they
England.
Yeah, they
We'll
must
get
be
into
giving-
the England
they
thing
must be giving it
first.
out to anyone then, aren't they, lads?
Just if you get an assist in the semi-final of a Euro Championship when your team's trailing.
Well,
Yeah.
one, you had to sign us.
You know what I mean? Wonder kid. So England.
Talking about.
So they went down 1-0 to a who scored?
Damsgaard.
Damsgaard.
Free
Yeah.
kick, Pickford with the
Forced-
dinosaur arms.
First free
T-Rex
kick,
arms.
first direct free kick scored in the tournament.
Yeah, Pickford definitely should have
Yeah.
saved it.
Um,
No, it was a nicely struck free kick, but
yeah,
no way.
Pickford's going home with the Golden Glove though as well. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
no other clean
Went
sheet.
home with it after the quarterfinals.
That
didn't
can
he?
be caught.
What was it?
He
after,
went
after the
home
Italy game.
after Italy conceded in the
Yeah.
semis, yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So 1-0 down, and then Saka down the right.
Don't
puts
say,
the ball-
Don't start with Saka.
Kane and Saka dragged them out of the door, didn't they, Jer?
Yeah,
lads, Kane dropped in and sliced through the defence and gave the Saka, and then Saka actually squared it and didn't even square it to his own player. He squared
Would you
it
give
to someone
over?
off
Give
Denmark.
over here now. He put it in the danger zone. Doesn't matter whose leg it comes off.
Don't get me wrong. Look, we always have this debate and this banter.
No, it's not a debate. It's you reluctant to give Saka any fucking sort of credit. If Phil Foden had passed that ball last night, you wouldn't be shutting up about it.
I definitely.
Or
would
if Trent had to put that ball out, I know he didn't even make the squad, but if he had got in.
Oh, that's a lie. Trent made the
I
squad.
mean-
He just picked up an injury and couldn't go.
Yeah, alright.
No, but look, Saka, he definitely shouldn't be up there as one of the favourites for a young player of the tournament.
Why not?
How many? What did he play? 2 games? 3 games? 2? Did he play 2.5
At
games?
the start of this, you were saying that he wouldn't even get a game in the groups if England had qualified after 2 games. I was like, you might get on the third game. You were like, not a
I
hope.
genuinely didn't think he would
He's
because
starting in that final.
yeah, he probably will start in the final.
He's
yeah.
keeping Sancho and a lot of good players out.
But I would have started Sancho ahead of him. I would have started Grealish ahead of him. I would have started Rashford ahead of him.
That. The game Sancho started ahead of him, he didn't do much.
Sancho was leading that game. Are you serious?
Do much. Saka has
Oh,
obviously Saka is doing more for him if he keeps starting him.
No, look, he likes Saka. You know what I mean? And I've never said
You don't though, don't you?
No, I've never said he was a bad player. I didn't say I didn't like him, but I just didn't like the ways we were comparing him to Foden at the start of the season.
But look how it's going now.
I was
I
going
know.
to say, compared him to Foden, Foden's being kept out of that team and
He's had
Saka's
to put
not.
up trumps, to be fair. Look, I'll hold my hands up and say he's had a decent tournament, but not to where he should be mentioned as young player of the tournament. Or who did he play against Czech Republic when they went through? And yeah, he was good that game. And
He
then
played in the last group game, got man of the match.
yeah,
Played in the
against
last 16 was really good. Obviously
Against
got
Germany?
Yeah, he played really well in that game.
he was all right, lads. He wasn't really good. I don't think he hasn't influenced.
Even last night when they took him off, England didn't play as good afterwards.
Oh,
England looked a hell of a lot more dangerous when he was on the pitch.
lads, I think he got the ball. He came into possession of the ball like 25 times and lost to 15. I have the stats.
Because he goes at people. It's not. He doesn't turn around and pass the ball backwards.
He lost the ball so many times,
'Cause
too.
it
And yeah,
stinks.
and he was the only one in 90 minutes to get taken off as well. You know what I mean? Why didn't they take off Sterling or Mount?
Mount should have been taken off. Mount done fuck all.
Mount wasn't great. But look, lads,
And he never takes Sterling off. Sterling's brilliant for England.
we'll see we'll see how he gets on next year. Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how he gets on next year.
Next
I'll be
year.
having a few. Don't worry.
Yeah, look for,
Don't
I've already
worry.
That's
taken
that he
50
does
of you. I don't know, more goals than him Foden, more goals, more assists or something like that. Hey, you should be saying, yeah, 100%, because Foden's going to be rotated in and out of that team, and then Saka's going to start for Arsenal, especially after the big tournament he's at.
The big tournament he's had to have. And see him with the unicorns and all. He's just living it up.
But yeah, they all.
Sancho gets over 70 million. Saka's has to be worth 100.
Well,
now.
that's actually a good question. What do you
Price
what's
him
it
at?
called, price Saka at if Sancho was 70
right
million?
now, 100 million. Because he's only 19 starting for England.
Nah, you can't price him at 100. He's not.
Just do
Yeah,
it.
he hasn't showed it.
Just
you can't. Yeah, you can't. He hasn't showed enough to prove that he's worth 100 million after one good season with Arsenal and then 2.5 good games in the Euros.
Take
I
it,
mean,
100
no
million.
way is he
If
worth.
you don't want to
100.
play, you're not getting him.
No, I wouldn't give a fiver for him.
Oh.
But look, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. How he
Hopefully we
gets on
don't have to
next year.
find out anyway. Just
No,
get him on a
no,
long-term
no.
contract. Don't give what the fuck you're paying.
Yeah, and did you see all of them love him as well?
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I've seen like from watching it, he's been so accepted into the dressing room, and he's
Luke
kind
Shaw-
of like the young buck. Sorry,
Luke Shaw said, "I wish he was my son."
what's Luke Shaw like?
I don't know.
20 odd, like.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on next year. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's having a good tournament. Yeah,
And
Um,
yeah, we can't go off that without looking at that.
Which-
I know
I
last
don't even
night.
want to talk about
yeah. So this is where I can understand the ref kind of getting duped a bit because Sterling's so quick and the box was so busy
He's
and
been praising VAR.
yeah, and it's the one
It's about
time.
ref, it's about VAR. The ref made the wrong
But he
decision.
didn't even go over and have a look, did he?
No, they told him he was right.
He wasn't. told to go over and have a look.
Right. I thought they have to make that decision. Like,
No, yeah, they had to tell him to go over and have a look.
right,
Yeah.
He
right,
might
fair
be
enough.
wrong.
Right.
Yeah, like
So they were like, "No, you were right.
Yeah.
It's a penalty." Yeah.
like that is insanity.
I was like, it's a very harsh end to the tournament for Denmark.
Yeah, definitely. It's obviously we're.
But then I see the point that England did deserve to win that game. They were the better team. They pushed
Been
on.
great for penalties. So.
It would have
Yeah.
been fantastic. I was hoping for penalties myself.
England, obviously, I don't think. Obviously, they deserved to win, but they didn't have any of them moments where they're like, right, they should have scored there to get the win. I think
Denmark actually started sitting back when they were playing well for some reason.
the game
It was a weird one.
penalties, yeah, that's what happens in these tournaments, isn't it? It just gets cagey and you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose, especially if you're coming all this way. How many games did they play? 8, is it?
No, that was
only their
sixth
That was their
Yeah, 6. So
That's the
there's
same quarter
that
semi.
6.
You
Yeah.
play, if you win it all, you play 7.
Yeah.
Or they play 6 games over the space of 20 days or something like that.
Something like that,
Put
yeah.
legs, sit back. You know what I mean? Play
Yeah.
the game in spells, but yeah, they were robbed the penalties last night. Definitely.
Was I was. My heart broke for them. And then it's just.
Saved the penalty as well.
I know. Yeah, he was so unlucky. So unlucky. People are saying, was he trying to catch it? He wasn't trying to
catch.
He was just trying to save the fucking.
carry that thing away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like
He won't sleep over that for weeks. His head be red.
his outfit be slapping the head off and back in the gaff. Like, this is how you save a penalty.
Alright, move on to the final.
The final, lads. Here we are. Part 3.
Yeah. Your prediction.
Yes,
My
just to
prediction.
mention that I
How'd you get
predicted.
on?
I predicted Italy to win the tournament, and my dark horses were Poland, who done nothing. Rob, your prediction was France,
Both of my predictions went out on the best day of football ever.
France and Croatia.
Croatia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Both
Corey,
lucky.
you predicted England to win, and your dark horses were Turkey.
Was the worst team in the tournament.
Literally, yeah, worse than looks. North Macedonia and Scotland and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
But out of the 3 of us, we've 2 in the final. Italy, England.
Are we having a wager?
We're definitely having a wager,
Oh,
Jenkins. You know we are. I'm just.
Yes.
I was seeing all the credit Southgate was getting for the clean sheets that he was keeping and all, but Italy were keeping clean sheets, and I thought their style of play was they were going at teams and being able to get back and protect the clean sheet as well. I think England's system was totally set up for keep the clean sheet, and if there's a little break in the game, we'll get a 1-0 or we'll get the win that way. Italy were going out dismantling teams and then just keeping a nice clean sheet at the back. So I think England are in for a rude awakening here.
They actually, yeah.
I think they have one in their heads. And it's a little bit annoying that this is their 6th game in Wembley, so it is all lined up for them.
It's lined
up for them.
no doubt about it.
But I do like Southgate. I like his kind of humbleness and the way he kind of has the. I read this thing. As much as you might hate England, the players involved are involved in anti-racist stuff. They take the knee.
I like the
Rashford does the community stuff.
Nothing against the players.
The players are the players and the management. I really do like. It's
Andrew's a clown.
It's the house.
Manager's the clown.
I don't think you can call him a clown. I think maybe his football style is a bit too safe.
But that means, I'm calling him clown for that, yeah.
I don't like his system.
Yeah,
I don't think he cares, does he?
Would you?
No, not you. What anyone thinks. He's at the he's been in there. How many years now was he in there? 4? Is it 4 years? 3 years.
He's at the last World Cup in 2018.
Every star that
2018.
could possibly align for him since he got the job has done so.
Yeah, but here,
it's not his fault as well.
You can look at that, and then you can look at he made it to the World Cup semi-final, and now he's in the Euro final. I mean, he's getting stick. He's saying the team selection. I don't like his team selection. I think Jack Grealish had to get on a raw deal. Anytime he's played in this tournament, he's
looked good.
He's had to lighten it up. But yeah, you can't fault anything he's done. Everything he's done is obviously right. You know what I mean? He's had to do everything the right way. They're into the final. Obviously, they got the handy side of the job. They got a handy enough group, but rock solid. You know what I mean? Haven't looked like conceding a goal. Obviously that free kick last night, and then obviously the Muller chance. But other than that, they literally haven't looked like conceding. Harry Maguire gets all the stick that he's getting. He was rock solid. John Sound says the only reason he's good is 'cause he's playing beside Diaz. He's been rock solid as well. Kyle Walker, the whole team. I actually can't fault any of them.
I do think they're at the catching a big break. With another big break with Spinazzola getting injured for Italy. He's been one of the prime attackers.
Played in the final, he would have got player of the tournament.
Sorry?
He was that good.
Spinazzola's been, he's been, every time I'm watching Italy, I'm like, Spinazzola is a beast. And I think he would have caused, who's the right full for England? Walker starts.
That Walker fella,
I know he's fast, but Spinazzola would have gave him a problem. Would have gave him a problem.
Has to go to him, and then Insigne is open every single time.
Yeah, but that's why Declan Rice will be covering in, or Calvin Phillips, and they'll be having Trey at the back and the wings. But that's why they'll
We're
be
complimenting Spinazzola here. Will you shut the fuck up?
I'm just saying that
Spinazzola would have been a real
big problem.
If Spinazzola's in the squad, Southgate is like, right, we need to watch him. He's going to cause us problems if we don't handle him correctly.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
I think Walker would have nullified him, and then
I would have loved to seen it. That's a matchup I was really looking forward to. When I saw him go down, I was like, for fuck's sake.
And then the Insigne fella, I don't know, he scored a nice goal against who did he score a nice goal? Belgium, was it? Yeah. He scored a nice goal against Belgium, but I think throughout the tournament he's kind of been quiet. He's
started off really well. Him and Immobile were linking up well.
He has that moment in him, definitely. Yeah. Look, I think England.
Who's the favourites here?
It's 10 to 11 on even money.
10 to 11 for
England.
and even money on Italy.
Yeah,
So the bookies aren't sure.
No, the bookies don't
want any part of it. Yeah,
everyone just fuck off. bet we are mates.
The website's on maintenance on Sunday Wednesday. Yeah.
I think England's squad depth for playing this many games, and if Italy had 2 extra time, 1 penalty shootout and 1 extra time, England haven't travelled. It's all in their favour, all of it, and then the squad depth as well. Like you were saying, if Saka starts, if he doesn't start, you have Sancho, you have Rashford, you have Grealish, you have Foden.
Crazy depth.
And then even the likes of the midfield, if you don't want Declan Rice or Calvin Phillips to start, you can slot Hendo in there, and then the centre halves as well.
It'd be interesting now. Another matchup that I'm interested in is
skipper, are you? Cheers, goal. Actually, did you first goal for England? Hendo, whoosh, animal header. But that's what I mean. Their squad depth, their minutes, all this jazz. It's all going to come into that.
I think it is like it's totally against the Italians. Like
they're a bad team, Italy.
I like the system. I like the players, the manager.
Sunday against England is going to be a better 11.
That's because Saka's going to be playing.
And I just think it's going to be a 0-0 draw.
That's what.
Really
I'd be having a look at them.
I just think the Italians are just. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah, no, I like them as well. But I think if you're going man for man, I'm taking England's 11 all day.
Yeah, well, just the Italian team is just better. They've played much better football. That really solid at the back. Everything he said,
were given a lot of praise.
They played better because of their manager and their style. But I think England are gonna get over the line. So everyone's slating Southgate for how they play in the teams he's selecting, but he's doing what he has to do to win. That's what he's in there.
But Mancini was reading up on him as well. When he took over the Italian job, they had missed the World Cup. They were at their lowest ever FIFA World Rankings, and now he's after changing the system, changing in whatever players are coming in and out of the
23 games unbeaten.
23 games unbeaten. They've looked the best team in this tournament, defensively and offensively.
I do think if
there's no team that's looked better.
Think if
going forward, they've been the best.
Then Italy,
really good.
Italy are like they had never scored 2 goals in the European Championship up until this. More than 2, sorry. And now they've multiple games there now.
You're comparing them to the old Italy teams, but if you're comparing them to teams in the tournament going forward, you still think they're the best going forward?
Who would you? Like England don't look amazing going forward. Spain look really good in the middle of the park. They've no out and out striker.
No, even without the striker, they still look the best going forward. They still created the most amount of chances, bar that Poland game, the first game. But other than that, every game they were just lighting it up, creating chances. The players that they had going forward.
I think if Italy score first, England will struggle.
Because they'll have to come at them. They'll have to go at them.
Against a World 11, they're going to struggle because they're going to set up the way they set up. But
I mean, if Italy score in the 10th minute, for the last 80 minutes, the ball will be in play for like 45 seconds.
England
just keep kicking it out.
That's the thing, though. If England want to switch it up, obviously he hasn't had to switch it up yet. But if they want to,
my problem with him is, can he switch it up?
What's the backup plan for Southgate?
Yeah, the backup plan yesterday worked, didn't it? They were down 1-0.
Wait for a penalty and get it?
No,
that's your backup plan, is it?
That was that a backup plan or was that a?
What is it?
They got a good bit of luck yesterday. There didn't seem to be much of a backup plan there. Do you think?
Well, they got
Kane
the goal,
just
they got
turned
the
it
goal
on.
that they needed to get.
Yeah,
I mean, like that's the backup.
Very
plan
luckily.
is if you go 1-0 down, you need to change something to go and get the goal to come back, and they went and got the goal and came back, and it was pretty sharp after as well. So,
but the backup plan didn't continue then to go on and try and get the winner, really, did it?
I think it was so cagey. That's the way these games work. If you're in the semi-final of a Euros and you pour everything forward,
Just
you get
don't want to lose.
You're saying, why did we pour everything forward? We didn't need to do that. We need to, just see out the game. And if we pick up a goal, we pick up a goal. If we don't, we don't.
I'm really looking forward to Chiellini versus Kane. I think that'll be. Chiellini's been my favourite to watch in the tournament. Just his attitude. See for the penalty shootout. Was it the penalty shootout against Spain? Who did I shoot out against?
Spain.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah, sorry.
Him and Albert going up for the toss.
Going up for the toss, just giving him little slaps on the face and all, little dig, and
just looking at an album. What are you?
He wasn't having
this
a
is
bar
serious
of it,
stuff here.
But Chiellini's one of my. He's up
there for the player of the tournament.
He is, isn't he? Yeah,
He's
definitely is. He's been a leader. They've clean sheets. He's been solid. Picked up an injury in the first game. Thought he was going to miss the rest of the tournament as well. So came back from that.
Yeah.
And Rob said you'd never won a medal for Italy. I never won a major tournament for Italy. So
him and the Leo fella. Yeah.
There's a few things to root for Italy there. Yeah.
Should we wrap it up with a prediction, will we?
Yes. I'll go to you lads first. What do you think?
0-0, Italy on penalties.
Oh.
I'm going 3-1 England.
In 90 minutes?
In 90 minutes.
Just go, Jer. I'm not don't give him an answer.
I'm going to go...
Oh, I'm going to look at you after this game with a big smile on my face.
I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 to Italy.
1-0 to Italy.
1-0 to Italy.
Yeah. Rob's looking at me saying, "Oh my God, 3-1." I think
the whole fucking podcast you've gone on about every late game being cagey. Now you think put 3 past Italy.
Yeah, but what if England get an early goal and then Italy pop forward and then they get
pop forward straight away? They wait the last 5 minutes.
Nah, England are gonna show their class here. I'm telling you.
2.5 goals is the bet of the fucking year.
Yeah.
How much?
How much? That's not 3-1.
What price you give me?
I'll take whatever it is. I'll double.
What's the max bet?
Whatever you fucking want.
Yes. A few quid will be made. Yes.
Oh, Sunday's going to be hectic. And then just to mention for any other football fans out there, the Copa America final is
Brazil,
late. I know it's late on
1
Sunday.
o'clock,
Sunday
1 o'clock
night.
Sunday night, yeah.
1 a.m. Sunday night.
Time.
NFL time, yeah.
For September.
But yeah, Argentina against Brazil, you don't often get to see those two going against each other. Messi
In a
again
final.
in a final has never won a medal for Argentina. But I think they're big underdogs. I think Brazil are in good shape.
Big underdogs.
Not big, but
The
it's
Brazil will be the favourites, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the episode.
Yep.
First video one. How'd you find that, lads?
Yeah, enjoyed it. Yeah.
Still have to listen to him talking fucking
Talking shy.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, sure. I'm not predicting England to go on and win. And
I
here they are in
predicted
the
Italy.
final. You know what
I
mean?
predicted
So
Italy.
Obviously, don't talk too much shit,
Just
Rob.
saying.
You don't
Listen.
stop talking.
But yeah, so we're going to be back for season 2 of the podcast in August. We'll still confirming dates and stuff like that. And we're going to be adding more stuff to the YouTube channel as well. So jump over there and follow us and subscribe and all that jazz. But yeah, so we'll see you early August. Enjoy the final, early August.
Italia!
We'll see you then. Peace out.